Hello friends, my name is Akhil Ahuja and today we'll be discussing about a very interesting company, Ebix, Ebix Inc. Ebix Inc. Is a US based company, is one of the biggest fintech company in the world, which has an office across the globe, has an operation across the globe and have a very significant operations in India also. So we're going to touch base what are the business services that this company provides. So Ebix US is a US based company founded in 1976 and is currently headed by Rubin Raina. He is an Indian born American engineer. The company is listed in the Nasdaq and has a latest market cap of $62 million. Recently they filed a bankruptcy petition, a bankruptcy motion in the US under Chapter 11. What is the reason for filing such bankruptcy petition? And also how this bankruptcy petition is going to impact their Indian operations. Their Indian operation is Ebix Cash, which was planning for an IPO 6 months back. And recently they filed a petition under Chapter 11 of the bankruptcy code in the US. So what is this Chapter 11 bankruptcy code petition? Ebix US is a US based fintech company which provides the services into the finance and the insurance domain. The company has been tagged as fast growing company, 100 fast growing company for 5 times in the last 1 decade. What could have happened that this company has filed for the bankruptcy petitions? In their bankruptcy petitions, they have categorized the 3 major reasons. First one, I believe everyone would be able to relate this. There is a significant increase in the interest rate in the US market. When the interest rate is going to be increased, their bottom line is going to be wiped off. That is one of the reasons this company has mentioned in their petition. The second one is the very significant comments given by their auditors. These are the red flags for the company. They have questioned their revenue recognition policies for their main products. And the company is planning to sell off their North American insurance and annuity business through this restructuring plan under Chapter 11 of the bankruptcy. So this Chapter 11 bankruptcy is one of the way in which the US companies can able to revive. Interestingly to note, this is a debtor in possession model. Debtor in possession model means the company board of directors are not suspended. They're going to keep on continuing the business as usual. They're going to offer a restructuring plan. The restructuring plan includes how the debts is going to be repaid, how the interest payment on the existing debts is going to be paid, whether any business that are not profitable, that the management looks not to carry forward, needs to be wiped off, needs to be sold off into the market. They have hired an investment banker in the US to look out for the sale of that specific business. This bankruptcy under Chapter 11 is equivalent to pre-pack in Indian insolvency. In India, pre-pack means where the company first prepare a restructuring plan and then reaches out to the court. The Chapter 11 bankruptcy in the US is the most expensive way of the bankruptcy. They have mentioned a deadline by the June of the next year, 2024. Over this period of a 6 month, there is going to be a submissions to the benches in terms of the plan that the company has in their minds. The business is going to be downsized to the extent that the management proposes. The day the Ebix US filed this bankruptcy petition, their stock prices has been crashed. Their market cap has been eroded to 55% in the last 2 weeks. And it is interesting to see their Indian operation Ebix Cash, which is into the multiple businesses, which has one businesses relating to the travel, where they compete with the Yatra.com or the GoIbigo. There is another business is relating to the forex exchange cards and payments, where their competitor is the Paytm, and the another business where they are offering the insurance and healthcare services. In all such services, they are offering their platform to the consumer as a service. And this company has filed a draft red herring prospectus to the SEBI 6 months back, wherein they were expecting to generate a 6,000 crores in INR from an IPO funding. That makes their valuation of the Indian operations approximately 24,000 crores in INR terms. So whether the bankruptcy petition filed in the US by the Indian entity is going to impact the Indian operations? The answer, the straight answer might be the no. Why? Because in the petition of the Ebix US, the management has clearly mentioned that the restructuring and the revival plan that has been filed not include their overseas operations. That's right. But what happened when they not gonna to able to generate adequate funds for the repayment of the debts from the businesses that they are proposing to dilute? In that case, there might be a chance that the ownership in the Indian business might change its hand. Yes, it's not going to impact the Indian operations, but the ultimate owners of the Ebix cash, which is an Indian entity, might going to change hands, and that is going to be decided over a period of 6 months. Very interesting to note from the detailed analysis of the DHRP, which has been filed 6 months back to the SEBI in India, the company mentioned that out of the 6,000 crores of the expected IPO proceeds, around 2,700 crores they're going to utilize for the repayment of their debts, for the repayments of the convertible debentures, which was issued to one of the group company.
इंड्यूस होगा, सिर्फ कैपिटल बेस को ऑगर करना है या इसके बियॉन्ड भी कुछ तैयारी है?
देखिए, ये 100% प्राइमरी है हमारा, कोई सेकेंडरी नहीं है, कोई कैच नहीं है, कोई बेचने की
जो पैसा दिखाया जा रहा है वो कंपनी में जाएगा,
वो सब कंपनी में जाएगा। तो इसमें 2-3 यूजेस हैं इसमें। तो पार्ट यूज इसका है कि जो एक पेरेंट कंपनी से डेट लिया है तो वो वापस जाएगा। तो एक तो वो है जो यूएस लिस्टेड कंपनी से, जब हम इंडिया में हम इन्वेस्टमेंट्स कर रहे थे तो लगभग $680 मिलियन के करीब हमने कंपनीज खरीदी थी। उसमें से लगभग 350 के करीब का नंबर एक बाहर से आया था। तो डिपेंडिंग ऑन करेंसी रेट वो लगभग उतना नंबर था। तो वो नंबर हम रिटर्न करेंगे, तो वो रिटर्न करेंगे तो उसमें इंटरेस्ट भी है, तो इबिक्स कैश की इनकम भी बढ़ेगी उससे। बाकी का जो पैसा है उसमें से 1200 करोड़ वर्किंग कैपिटल के लिए है, और उसके अलावा जो बाकी पैसा है वो ग्रोथ के लिए है, ऑर्गेनिक और इनऑर्गेनिक ग्रोथ के लिए ईयरमार्क किया गया है।
तो ये जो इंडियन नाम है इसका इबिक्स इंक होलसेल ओनर है या पार्ट ओनर है?
होलसेल ओनर है।
ओके, तो और कोई पैसा वो अपने शेयर्स नहीं छोड़ रहे हैं, फ्रेश पैसा मोबिलाइज होगा, शेयर वैल्यूएशन होगा और इस पैसे का इस्तेमाल आप करोगे अपनी लार्जली डेट को रिड्यूस करने के लिए,
which is Ebix Mauritius. What does that mean? It simply means if this IPO could have happened 6 months back or could have happened in the past, the IPO proceeds, which is the proceeds from the Indian retail public, that is going to be changed pockets, and from one way it is going to be routed back to the Mauritius entity and then to the US entity. That might be relating to funding of their potential bankruptcy also. So this is sure that post the filing of the bankruptcy petition in the US, there won't be any IPO plans in the near future, at least till the time the parent company is going to be revived and going to be on track back, because there is not going to be, Indian operation won't going to be fetch a good valuations. Whether this act of the parent entity would also end up taking the Indian operations into the bankruptcy, the answer is no. Till the time Indian operations are able to pay their dues on time, till the time Indian operations are not taken into the NCLT domain in India, National Company Law Tribunal domain in India, their account is not going to be considered under the restructuring plan. I recommend to everyone, whenever there is going to be IPO in near future for the Ebix cash, the investor should not only look out for the potential growth opportunities of this operation, but also should look how the proceeds of the IPO is going to be utilized. That is very critical and important to understand. It seems like the bankruptcy losses, the losses in the US might going to be funded through the Indian operations, through the Indian IPOs. With this, we are concluding our discussion, and we'll definitely come back with the more interesting stories on the bankruptcy, insolvency, their valuation insight. Have a good day.